Hi guys, I'm Matt Johnson. Happy Monday, and I trust you all had a great weekend. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this 500 meter automatic dive watch from RUF Watches in Switzerland. Now time's are ticking, so let's get stuck in. Happy Monday and welcome everyone. Today I'm reviewing this Rough and Tough diver. Now when I say rough, it's actually RUF, which is an acronym, and it means Russe Uhren Fabrik. RUF, I totally hope I pronounced that right. RUF watches have been around since 1999 and were actually founded in Lucerne, Switzerland, and their focus is on robust sports watches at accessible prices. Every single component of their watches is designed, developed and produced in Switzerland. For full disclosure, RUF watches sent this watch to me for review. Well, actually they sent it to a watch tour group which is made up of me and a few other YouTube reviewers. That being said, I don't actually get to keep this watch, so it will be a completely unbiased review. Once my review's finished, I have to package it up, mail it on, and send it to the next reviewer. So all that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's turn the camera around and get into the review of the RUF dive watch. Okay, so let's get into the watch review. Now, starting with the box, it has no branding of the company on the box. It is a leather outer shell on the box, which is nice. It's always nice to get a whiff of fresh leather, as it adds to the luxury experience for sure. However, I would have preferred to see RUF's logo branding embossed on the outside of the box. Not necessary, as it does not affect the watch build quality or the performance, but would add to the consumer experience. However, it is adorned inside with the Swiss made logo right here, which is always nice to see. There's something about the word Swiss made that just make you feel all warm and tingly inside. Upon opening the box, we are greeted with the watch on a pretty standard but functional white pillow. It keeps the watch safe in the box, and that's its job after all. Credit card style of warranty there, and we also have a hang tag inside, a microfiber cloth, and there are a couple of extra links. Now this is a demo model sent to all the reviewers, so those extra links have either been taken off or put on the watch at varying times of review. Now let's take the watch, we'll put all this inside here, and we'll lose the box and we'll focus on the watch. Now starting with the watch dimensions, it has a 44mm diameter, it's just over 14mm thick, it's got a lug width of 22mm and a lug length of a whopping 52mm from top to bottom. Add to this its weight of just shy of 200 grams and you have a watch that you are certainly going to feel on your wrist, but that's 200 grams of solid build quality. The face, as you can see, is a blue on blue with a ceramic outer bezel with white inlay. The bezel is unidirectional, meaning it rotates one way anti-clockwise, and it has 120 good solid clicks on there. Not much, if any, play in the bezel, which is nice. The outer edge of the bezel is a coin edge, very similar to a Tudor Black Bay. Now, while the movement of the bezel is nice, I do find it just a tad stiff to turn. Now, having said that, it's not necessarily a bad thing. If you are timing a dive using the bezel, then once you set the bezel, you're not going to accidentally rotate the bezel, which is certainly very important if you're underwater and diving. The color of the face and the bezel is blue. It's also available in green, black, and a black on black PVD bracelet. The case and the lugs are a brushed 316L surgical stainless steel. Now it has polished edge here to the case and also a polished stainless steel screw down case back. The face of the watch is covered by a sapphire crystal which has anti-reflective coating, and it is ever so slightly domed, and I hope that's coming up on camera there. It has applied hour and minute markers in a Tudor style and sword style hands. It has a date complication here at the 3 o'clock position, which has a polished stainless steel frame around it, which is very nice. And we also have the Swiss made logo down here at the 6 o'clock position. The RUF logo is printed just up there, just below the 12 o'clock position, with an ever so slightly raised print. Now it's slightly hidden from view here, but just above the 6 o'clock position we have the words automatic, helium release valve, 500 meter, 1640 feet of water resistance. Now let's take a quick look at that lume before we carry on with the review. It's got great lume on the hands, as you can see. Slightly less vibrant lume on the hour and minute markers, but certainly really good. And also the little disc on the end of the second hand, which is sweeping away there, is also lumed as well. Apparently, again, this lume will last for about 8 hours. I've charged it for only a minute here to give you the lume shot. dark. So with a full charge, I'm sure it's even brighter, but certainly that's really, really nice Lume. Now, if we take a look at the crown, as you can see, it's not signed. As with the box, I would have liked to have seen an RUF logo on there. Again, not important, but would have been a nice touch to make it feel a little more customized. It is a screw down crown. The crown is a little stiff and feels a little grainy to me when I'm opening it up, but then once you've unscrewed it, I do like that it's a really good size. It's wider at the head of the crown than it is at the base, which makes it very easy to get a hold of and operate. I find that too many crowns these days are quite simply not big enough, and they are quite fiddly. Not so with this crown. It's good and solid. Once opened up, the wind action is very, very nice on here, and it's very, very solid. Now, it pulls out once to adjust the date, as you can see, and then you pull it out twice to adjust the time. Once done, it feels very solid when screwing back in. You really can't miss that, and it leaves you the impression of being reassured that the crown has made a good seal and is completely watertight. So good job there, RUF. Moving to the left side of the watch, here at the 9 o'clock position, there is a little circle. Now, you may wonder what this little circle is for. If you do, or if you indeed know what it is, let me explain, and if you have seen this before, hopefully I can enlighten you even more as to its function. This little circle here is the helium escape or release valve, typically found on professional dive watchers. It's an automatic valve that expels built-up helium as the diver and watch are exposed to greater pressure at greater depths. It is designed to never let large molecules such as water molecules in or out, but it will allow helium molecules, which are substantially smaller, to pass through. Now, this is very important, as if the watch does not release the helium molecules, then the built-up helium, which is now pressurized inside of the watch, could cause the watch crystal here to blow right out of the watch. Now, to be honest, only professional divers are going to experience enough of a pressurized environment to cause such an incident. However, these valves are added to many tool dive watches anyway, and you're probably asking yourselves why. Well, mainly because they are gosh darn cool. And while being a functional tool on the watch for sure, its presence also helps to market and sell the watch. Now let's take a look at the bracelet and the clasp. It's a 316L surgical steel bracelet. It is brushed. The links are nice and solid with not too much play in there, and it has solid end links here, which are the last links on the bracelet that connect the bracelet to the body of the watch. Now, the clasp itself is a fold over push button deployment clasp. It has 3 micro adjustments right here and is milled from solid stainless steel, which means it was milled from a solid piece of stainless steel on a mill or lathe. The result is a strong clasp with very close tolerances. Now, again, there is no signature or stamp here on the clasp. This is another place where I would have liked to have seen some branding customization, but again, this is a personal preference thing. Now let's take a look at the glass screw down case back. Now, around the glass exhibition case back there, we can see the words sapphire crystal, RUF, Swiss made, automatic, and 500 meters. Looking through the case back, we can see a Swiss ETA 2824-2 movement inside. This movement is a good Swiss made workhorse and features a 28,800 VPH or vibrations per hour, a 38-hour power reserve, and 25 joules. Now, these movements do come in 4 grades: standard, elaborate, top, and chronometer. This is, I'm pretty sure, the standard version. It will take 40 to 50 turns of that crown to fully wind and has an automatic rotor, which you can see right here, which acts as a pendulum, which essentially winds the watch from the movement of the wrist of the wearer wearing it. Now, the cost of a 2824 ETA movement alone is about $200 US or $250 Canadian to a manufacturer. Now, that's presuming that they purchase a single movement and haven't purchased them in bulk or wholesale. So a good chunk of the cost of the watch, at least a little more than a quarter, is spent on this grade movement, which ultimately is one of the main things you look for in a good quality automatic watch, and this certainly has a great movement. The tolerance on this movement is anywhere from plus or minus 12 seconds a day to a maximum of about plus or minus 30 seconds a day. The movement is also hackable, which essentially means that the second hand will stop when you pull out the crown to set the watch, which allows for more accurate and precise time setting. So finally, the cost on this watch. Well, it comes in at about €595, which is just over over $900 Canadian, which is about the same price as my Tissot C-Star Powermatic 80. My Tissot, however, does not have the same water resistance that this has, and it also doesn't have the Helium escape valve. It does, however, have a sine crown, a sine rotor, and a signed clasp. At the end of the day, you have to weigh up the features that are important to you, and I will admit that the addition of an escape valve on this is very, very cool. And finally, here's a shot of it on my 7¼ inch wrist. It certainly makes a statement on the wrist. It's a big watch, it's got some good weight to it, you know you're wearing it, but it is certainly comfortable, it's solid, it's robust, and it looks really, really sharp. It is going to turn heads for sure. So there you have it, my friends, the RUF dive watch from RUF Watches in Switzerland. The website is right here, so you can go over there and take a look at their full line of watches. I will also put a link to the website in the description below this video. If you are looking to get into the Swiss automatic watch market, then RUF Watches are certainly a good place to start. It's a solidly built Swiss tool watch with great features and the impressive Swiss 2824 movement. And right now, if you order any RUF watch from the RUF website, there is a €20 online discount applied to the purchase of the watch that is only for the month of June right now, 2020. So if you are going to order one of these watches, get in there and do it ASAP before the discount code runs out. So that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Beer and Watches. We'll be back on Wednesday with another beer and watch review. As always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button right there to the bottom right of the screen. Click on the bell button up there to the right of the search bar so you don't miss a single video 3 times a week. Give me a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks so much, guys. If you haven't seen this video, click on it right here, and don't forget to click on the guy with the beard right here. Take care and bye for now.